This is what happened last night during the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series event at Beaver Dam Raceway. Of course, Beaver Dam is where we unfortunately lost one of the greatest racers from my original area and his original area too. Obviously, he got out there and got across the nation, Jason Johnson. But let's look at this incident that occurred last night that everyone, it seems like there's a little bit of a misconception on who to blame and what's going on, and then we're going to actually look into what people could actually be mad about. So this is the wreck right here. Through 1 and 2, this is a replay of the wreck. And you see the clip right there by Dumsney, it looks like, from my perspective. Craig Kinser's car chief comes over here. As you can see, Noah GASS right here has some top wing damages. And it actually responded on Twitter like, hold on, why is he upset at Noah GASS? So let's just look at the wreck here just a quick second. As far as wrecking, it looks like right there to me that Marcus Dumsney, and this looks like just a racing incident. Hickle's a little low, Dumsney's a little low. Dumsney does come up across and clip J.J. Hickle, which is a very vicious hit right here. I mean, that car just noses. I mean, this is a nose dive if there ever was one in sprint car racing. Of course, Dumsney's in that silver-winged car, and you could see Hickle just above him in that gray-looking machine, which obviously this is a pretty dark part of the track. It's hard to see much of anything right here, but you could see the contact made right there, man, and he just goes for a ride. This is really bad wreck, cars colliding, collecting. Now, Noah GASS is involved in the scene or in the frame here. You can see Noah GASS's wing is right back here. He's the blue wing in the frame. I know it's kind of hard and fuzzy to see here, but we're zoomed in a lot. And you can see GASS is just right there and kind of gets his car clipped. And if we go back to the scene here again, you'll see that Craig Kinser is right behind Noah GASS. Craig Kinser's that white-black wing right over there. And you can kind of see how everyone gets collected. GASS goes by, gets the wing clipped right there. And then Craig Kinser with nowhere to go. And as you can see, nowhere for anyone to really go or do. 49, a victim as well. But what I wanted to look back on, obviously this crew chief is upset with Noah GASS. Now, there's a lot of reasons people could be upset with Noah GASS, but let's just go back into this opening corner and kind of try to see what happened here with Noah GASS and Craig Kinser to try to get an idea of what he could be upset about. Now, we go into 1 and 2. Now, let's pay attention here. So right here at this moment, I believe Noah GASS is that white tail tank you see in the screen. Noah GASS is this white tail tank at the back of the field, kind of crossed up right there in the middle. Not the white with the red, but the white with the dark. And I believe that's Craig Kinser to his outside. So we'll push play here. And Noah GASS bounces up the track into Kinser slightly. I mean, this is not a lot of movement from GASS. Obviously, he hits some kind of a rut or, uneven surface there on the bottom of the speedway and then shoots up the track. A little bit of contact, and then the rest is the rest that happens in this event. I'm trying to see what he's actually upset at Noah GASS about. So once again, we'll see it here. GASS is that white tail tank, just slung it in there. Let's see if there was a little contact beforehand. It looks like Kinser and GASS are right down there at the bottom left of the screen. You see that blue wing and then the black car above them. I mean, GASS goes in there, tries to sling it. It hikes up on him. I mean, we're talking about slight contact. Maybe the front wing is damaged on Kinser's car. I can't really tell. Kind of looks like that nose wing has a little bend in it there. Like maybe that might have caused some damage, that slight contact. But that was some very slight contact between GASS and Kinser. Obviously, Kinser was in that position, but then the contact there had nothing to do with those two at all, I believe. It's very jumbled up. This is a very, well, not a super short track, but it's a situation where there's not a lot of room to go. The track wasn't very wide. It was very narrow at this point. Everybody's kind of fighting for the bottom middle of the speedway. They never got anywhere close to the wall on the corners of the track last night at all. But what could people be mad at Noah Gass for? Why could we see Craig Kinser's crew chief walking over to, I guess, confront Noah Gass? From my understanding, what a lot of people are upset about with Noah Gass, and I was asking a bunch of people last night, sponsors of mine, drivers, sponsors of cars, car owners, different segments of motorsports. Wow, what is this all about? I saw Dumsney, get up into Hickle. Why is there just a issue with Noah Gass here? And from my responses that I received, a lot of people believe that Noah Gass is in over his head on the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series Tour. They believe that he's not ready. They believe that he's out there and he's kind of reckless at times, not really able to handle the 410 sprint car. Of course, Noah Gass from Oklahoma, not really a 410 sprint car area. So not a lot of experience at high-speed tracks and across the country 410 racing that he's experiencing now is what I'm hearing. That's what people are telling me. Obviously, from the outside looking in, it's hard to not disagree with that too much. Noah Gass has used the provisional more than pretty much anyone I can think of. But the sad truth to this, ladies and gentlemen, is this is an issue that plagues all forms of motorsport. Just as reckless as Noah Gass is, there's people in NASCAR, Cup Series trucks, there's people probably in drag racing, off-road racing, late model, modified racing on dirt. I mean, Formula One, all kinds of racing operations where people basically just have the money to compete. We're not necessarily living in an age, ladies and gentlemen, of car owners. There's probably 200, 300 sprint car drivers across the country right now. You could slap in that 20G car and they'd probably be a threat to win a race. There's probably 15 or 20 in Pennsylvania. There's probably 15 or 20 in California. There's probably 15 or 20 in the Midwest. And not just other 410 sprint car drivers that could do better than him in that 20G. There's probably 305 and 360 drivers that might be just a little bit better at adapting to new horsepower and new cars. So, yeah, I think, Craig Kinser's crew chief is probably mad at Noah Gass, not for last night's incident, but for more of a long-term issue that not only him, but I'm assuming other drivers within the series and people in the sprint car world have an issue with Noah Gass on. Maybe some people are like, he should have did a year of All-Stars or something like that, but there's just no rules. And in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, where sometimes they are struggling for a decent car count, you need all the full-time guys who will pay the bill to go up and down the road full-time. So you can't necessarily reject someone. People paying the bills are the ones who decide who plays and who stays at home, who's watching and who's willing. And that's just the unfortunate side of the racing world right now.
But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Ride mud, slide.